Good morning. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads. My name is Graham D. How the devil are you? It's good to see you in here. And we are joined by the man that we call BB. 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 I'll read, Bib.
Good morning, Graham. Good morning, chat. Good morning,
read.
everyone else that's listening on podcast services.
Around the world, online, on demand, on the toilet. You literally could if you wanted. I mean, wouldn't recommend it, you know. But, you know, I use my phone on the toilet, so it is what it is. Anyway, welcome into twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads. As mentioned, my name is Graham Day. This is Bib. We are Ice Cream Uploads, and in true ice cream fashion, this is your scoop, your daily dose of news from the world of video games and beyond. And some may say the UK's #1 video game podcast. Well, that's us. We are the sum. But it still counts anyway. We are going to give you our thoughts and our impressions on the biggest, the best, and breaking stories from the world of video games. We want your thoughts and impressions on our thoughts and impressions. That's kind of how it works. It's important that you do give us said thoughts and impressions, though. We do go live on Twitch each and every single weekday at 10 a.m. Ish. It's 11:30, so just an hour and a half late, but it's fine. We have an emote that covers us off. It says ish in the chat. You can type it if you want. You don't have to, but you can. Anyway, we do have an emote that covers us because we work in the games industry, and the streams, the Twitch streams, the podcasts, the scoop, the gameplay, that all fits in around work. So we go live at 10 a.m. ish each and every single weekday on twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads. Anyway, those thoughts and impressions I asked for, do give us them, because we turn this live stream into a podcast, a video on YouTube and an audio podcast that goes on iTunes and Spotify and SoundCloud and Google Play, all the places where people can watch and listen on demand later on, but they don't get to speak to us right here, right now, live. So you get to do that on behalf of those. Before we jump into the news, though, just a little reminder, because today is the last day. One opportunity to add to... Okay, enough of the voice. I'm not using voice mod. Do you know, maybe I would... No, I'll leave it. If you want to get involved, we are running a giveaway. But just the temptation. Voice mod is just there.
He's at war with himself.
It's like... I mean, I've been watching... Do you know what? I've been watching Lord of the Rings. That's what it is. It's my precious calling to me. Press the buttons. Or it could be worse. It could be like yesterday when I thought I had voice mod on and just sat there going... into the microphone and didn't have voice mod on, and Spike was like, "You do realise that's not working?" I was like, "Fuck, no, never mind." Bollocks.
Again, Graham, it happens to the best of us. More often than not you.
Yeah, usually me. I'm the one that's sticking about. Anyway, what I was going to say is ! Giveaway. If you're in the chat and you haven't entered our giveaway, why? You're missing out. Today is the last chance. The more entries you get into our giveaway, the more likely you are to leave with 50 quid to spend at Insert Coin today. That's it. That's the plan. That's it. That's all you need to know. So get involved in the giveaway. ! Giveaway. Just visit the pinned tweet on our Twitter if you're not in the chat. As long as you do it before, I think it's 5 p.m. was the cutoff today. And you can enter just by following us on social media, following us on Twitch. You get extra entries for being a subscriber, but you don't have to be. You get extra entries just for tuning in on Twitch. Free. Job's a good one. And if you've been doing that each and every single weekday over the last 2-3 weeks or however long the competition's been running, you'll have a ton of entries. But it doesn't matter. If you've not done any of those, all it takes is one entry to win. So get involved. Giveaway to get a chance to win 50 quid to spend at Insert Coin Clothing. Beautiful clothing for beautiful people. That could be you. It is you. You're beautiful anyway. But you might not get the clothing anyway. If you're not interested in that, that's fine. Just leave. Just go on. Get out. Go on. No, I'm doing it. If you're not interested in that, but you do want to get involved.
Make like a tree and branch.
Yeah. Make a banana. No, make like a banana and split. Anyway. The other one to mention, obviously, is !loot drop. If you're a subscriber and you want to get involved in our monthly giveaways, then make sure you're in the Discord and you've got your accounts and stuff linked. !loot drop gives you the details on that tweet thread. This month's giveaway is one of 3 games. You get to choose one. I won't go into that too much detail. You can find it by hitting the link if you want any more information. But, Mr. Bib.
Yes.
I mean, it's on the screen. I didn't intend to put it on the screen now, but I was going to mention it anyway. So helpful, Graham, is helpful. Nice. PlayStation kills crossplay. Obviously, we have a lot of PlayStation news to talk about today, including the fact that there was a huge state of play looking at Horizon Forbidden West. But we'll talk about that one a little bit later on in the show. Did you watch the state of play last night?
I did not, Graham. Pretty much as soon as we finished playing Kiwi, and again, thank you for those of you that joined us for that first look beta from the lovely guys over at Stone. You said Stealth Wheat yesterday. Is it Stone and Wheat?
It's Stone Wheat are the devs.
Stone Wheat,
sold out. And I was like, Stealth Wheat. I was like, Stealth Wheat. And that was it. As soon as I said it jokingly, my brain was like, okay, this is what it is. This is what it will always be. The name it is, the name it was, and the name it forever will be. Bret Harted myself. God damn it.
But yeah, thank you to the guys over there, and especially Bridie who made that happen for us. So we played that yesterday. Pretty much as soon as we finished that, I went to bed because for some reason this last week or so, I have been exhausted and I've hardly done anything.
Voice pod didn't work.
I've played golf on. I played for indoor football on Tuesday, and I played golf on Wednesday, and like my week has just died. So as soon as we finished that, pretty much yesterday, I sent you that link. I logged off, and I got in bed, and we just watched Family Guy. So yeah, I didn't see any of it. I put it in the news this morning. I am happy to wait around to get to it and then read it on there because I mean, I never played the first one. So the second one isn't going to resonate with me that much, albeit it looks beautiful from the stuff that I've seen on social media this morning.
Beautiful.
It worked that time. I don't know if it worked for you in Discord, but it definitely worked for the stream. Nice! Yeah, I did watch. I didn't watch last night. Similar sort of thing. Me and Bib. So for those of you who didn't know, yesterday we played a lot of games. So we had the scoop in the morning. Then we had... Well, technically two, but well, no, officially two, but technically three streams because you know the stream shit itself and dropped out. But we played Knockout City for like 5 hours yesterday with a bunch of you guys. Callion Echo, who I believe was in the stream, maybe first thing. There we go. Yes, Callion Echo was in. Spike, who's in the chat, jumped in for some games, as did Chappers. Bibby was there as well, obviously. And then we got Panda and Punda, who I was like, well, that can't be a coincidence that you guys have got similar names. But no, they were two American kids that jumped in as well. So everyone was jumping in and playing some. Knockout City, and then jumped in, as Bibby says, to play Kiwi later on last night. Shout out to Sold Out Games and Stealth Wheat. Not Stone Wheat, but Stealth Wheat for giving us that. The game does come out August 31st. You can watch the full video back on demand. Nice. Yeah. So on that as well, actually, we should be getting some nice little giveaways, just some nice little trinkets. Those that were in the stream last night would have seen what that merch is from Kiwi. So when we get those, we'll give those out in some way to you guys as well. Just a nice little way to give something out to our community. So shout out to Kiwi and the team working on that too for those. Nice. Let's jump back through the chat. Saw Gary Clark taking a seat at the back of the ice cream fan first thing. Nice. You get yourself comfy, Gary. Get yourself comfy back there, love. Get yourself a brew, love. All right, yeah, nice. Good morning, Kalyaneka. Good morning, Enix. Enzo says, yo, ice cream uploads, Big Graham, little Bibby. Big Graham, little Bibby? I'll take that. Yeah. A Big Graham, yeah. I like that kid, yeah. You could hold him between your hands. What, little Bibby? I get it. You mean on the...
God. Oh, God.
It's all right. That's gone. When I moved it all over, I didn't move little Bibby over, but I'm going to do now. You can see the shelves behind me again. For those of you that may have been around, this was like early days of The Scoop. The show has come on quite a bit since then, but when we first started, these shelves behind me here, you could see them. I mean, you can see them now, but then obviously I changed my camera for one of the many times I changed my camera, and you couldn't see the shelves, but I had a little Bibby that I sat on the shelf that I just kept, there. So little Bibby, that's what he was organizing at, I think. That's what he was organizing at. But yeah, we don't have that set up, but it will be soon. Now we know. Good morning, Spike. Thank you for jumping into the Knockout City with us yesterday. Appreciate you. And slamming the dubs as well. Make like a tree and get the hell out of here. It's leave. We know. We know. Make like ice cream and wait. make like ice and cream. Wait. Okay, there we go. Got you. I was like, what? Make like ice cream and wait. I thought, is that like a piss take of us always having the ish? Because I mean, it could be true. To be fair. Good morning, show.
You know what? I actually see a lot of people on social media putting ish in brackets nowadays. Like, have we started something? It's like people I know that watch this show that then when they're talking to people on social media, they always put ish in brackets. Something. West is one of them. Pirate, if you're in here, I see him doing it all the time as well. I appreciate you guys.
Yeah. I like the fact that West. I've mentioned this before as well. He voice checks himself. He goes, "Yeah, I should be on till about 2-ish." Oh, sorry, copyright ice cream uploads, and then carries on talking. Yeah. I mean, that word's been around for a million years, but yeah, we'll take it. It's always get off. Show. Good morning. Show, I did mention it to you the other day. Are you working, not working this afternoon? Because we could be Knockout City, and that's all I'm saying.
Oh my god.
Show was playing it on stream the other day, so I was chatting to him saying we should jump in. Let me know if you're around on Friday. And he was like, maybe.
Well, I heard that he's meant to be cosplaying.
Ooh.
I mean, he's been cosplaying as a fraud for years. But I mean, if he's meant to be doing it, is it a Pokemon cosplay or what? Like what we're doing here?
Cosplaying as a fraud. Where did that come from? Bibby just absolute shots unless there's unless there's something I don't know going on here.
Me and Show have been beefing for years. You know what I mean? We've been beefing for years.
Stealth wheat is when people eat wheat but don't know they're gluten intolerant. Spike says, well, Bibby, I stayed up to 1 a.m. because some fecker got me hooked on Knockout City. To be fair, I did wonder why when I got up at like 7 o'clock this morning, Spike was tweeting pictures at 1 a.m. So there you go. That's it. Goose afternoon, gents, says Gagad. Goose afternoon, sir? Goose afternoon. Yeah. Enzo says, yeah, I'm going to take a wee look at it too soon. Get involved. Yeah.
In fact, I'm gonna have to make a bit on our Discord, aren't I? Just for Knockout City, because we had one for Valorant when we was steaming that. We don't quite play that one that often anymore. We've got one for Football Manager. Knockout City is definitely the best one that we need to put on there now, so people can start to put the clips. They can start to give out beef. We've already got the voice channel for people. I'm going to make more of those so that more people can play with each other. I'll probably put that in the section as well. But yeah, I will look at sorting out the Discord for you guys today if you want to, because the chat is filling up with Knockout City legends here, and we can't not have an area for these guys to be able to pair up, because Spike was desperate for a second and third player when we came offline yesterday. So this is the area now, isn't it? This is what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to give the people what they want, Graham.
You got them right. Goddamn right. Yeah, we'll go through, bin off some of the channels that we don't use, some of the voice things, just to neaten it up. I'll change those to just Knockout City 1, Knockout City 2, Knockout City 76, Knockout City 77, and so on. You get the point. Kalinika says, I heard my name. Yes, I said thank you for joining us yesterday. How you doing? Give me a shout if you're playing to Spike to Enzo. I'll probably be on again. Like I said, I mean, I don't know if Show is around or not. He probably has responded to my comment, but yeah, we'll have space later on. I did speak to Toby as well. Toby was talking about maybe jumping in, but he's out until 4, so it depends on whether we're still on at that point in time. But we should have space. I mean, we could do the 4-player thing that we tried yesterday, but that was difficult. Also, I think me and Spike we had extra difficulty in the fact that we had those 2 American kids in with us yesterday as well, which just made the ping go from like 12 to lol. So so we didn't do very well then. I remember hashtag OG Scoop. Yeah. It's that famous thirst tweeter, Asim Tanvir. I don't know what you mean. I said to the missus last night, I'll be up about 11-ish, and she gave me a look like ish. Ish. I want to join Knockout 2 if I could. Well, yeah. Do you know what we need? Like an A team and a B team and a C team, so we can get everyone in different lobbies. Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of what the customs is going to be. I think that's what Jordan's mentioned a few times in the last few streams. Yeah. Like if you do customs, so we'll have like Team Bib versus Team Graham, and then like a little mini tournament between us or something. That'll be pretty cool. Yeah.
Well, we were talking about potentially, do you know, we've done quite a few invitations for us, so we will get into the news soon. Hey, it's Friday, we can all have a bit of a chat. It's okay, it's fine. But we have done a few invitational tournaments in the past, so we've done some PES invitational tournaments, and we were looking at kind of like what other games we could look at jumping into. So we thought about a PUBG, but then PUBG's not the easiest. I mean, it's probably easier to broadcast PUBG because it's got spectator mode effectively, but that requires a whole lot of learning and stuff like that. So we were thinking about maybe doing an invitational for Knockout City. If we'd have thought about that sooner, we'd have done it within the 10-day free period, so everyone could just get involved and jobs are good. But it's free with Game Pass, so shitloads of people got it right. So if that's something you'd like to see as well, do let us know. We'll look at doing some stuff like that. Although I do want to point out, disappointed in the Knockout City social media. Despite tagging them in and commenting in them on like 1 million posts, not a single response, like, or any form of engagement. So, guys, sort it out.
Got an Instagram.
I know. I think it's VLAN Studio, so maybe they're just not equipped to deal with that sort of level of exposure. But mate, so yeah. I might be about having my second jab at 1-ish, but yeah, after that, okay. Well, one-armed show It's fine. I mean, it'll be just the same as normal gameplay.
Oh, he's getting full pelts this morning, isn't he? He's just going to be fucking livid.
It's just because I seen shots fired and the ceasefire is over. I thought, well, I'll get involved. I'll get involved. Iceman's got it downloading as well. Yeah. Well, if you all want into the Ice Cream Uploads crew, feel free to let us know. I'll send you all invites. I'll get you all into the crew. That way, if you do play with others, there are missions for that as well, by the way. You get missions for playing with a team full of friends and get missions for playing with a team full of crewmates as well. So it's useful to play with other people in the crew. Not just because you can play with other people that will actually play and not just go AFK. And they will actually communicate, but you'll also get your in-game missions and stuff ticked off too. Shogun dressed as Missy. I'm not ready for that. You all ready for this? No. But yeah, it's going to be a Pokemon trainer. I'm expecting, obviously, cap to the side, backpack, plus an open shirt that looks like something you should be wearing to go play bowling, and a t-shirt underneath it. I mean, it depends then. Do we go for Brock? Because if that's the case, Brock's like permanently asleep, isn't he? He doesn't have eyes in that sort of sense. Or is that what we're going for? Do you have to have like you need like a piece of paper that you can stick up so you can get that sort of like do you know, I can't like the anime sort of like expression, sort of pop outy stuff like the woohoos, the taunts and stuff on Knockout City. You need something that you can do that as well. Then you also need do you know, like the 3-lined sort of thing that pops up when someone's stressed? You need that, and then you need 2 swirls that you can put on your eyes for when you've been knocked out, because you know sometimes you'll get knocked out, not your Pokemon. So it's just what it is. Sean. I mean, if you don't have all this, then I'm. Have you even tried? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I've only got the diamond one to do now. I can't remember what that one was. Fucking hell, guys.
Oh, is that the one that they did yesterday? That you put us into that team mode?
Yeah.
When you eliminate someone, you have to get the diamonds off them.
Yeah, we did that one yesterday. Sucker. Yeah, finished it. It's easy to do. So every time you eliminate someone, they'll drop 3 diamonds, and I think you only had to go pick up 10 or something like that. Super easy. You want look, fucking hell, guys. Next, you're going to drop the shoulder on him, maybe. Baby. You're going to be working to snipe these 2 at this rate, I bet. If there's no Twitch notifications, did anyone else get notifications? I don't know. Sometimes Twitch is just having a bit of a mess. I know there's a lot of stuff going on with DMCA at the moment, although I didn't quite see the source of it. I could see it was trending, and I could see a lot of people have had strikes and stuff. So maybe Twitch is just giving up this morning. I can spell-ish. Yeah, I do like a good notification. Yeah, all about the notos. Same, I only saw Bibby's tweet. Oh, yeah. Screw you then, Twitch. See if I got a... I mean, I don't think I even got the notification, actually. We usually get a... Oh, no, I did. I got the going live one on my phone. Well, cheers, Twitch. God damn it. Anyway, should we jump into some news? We did say PlayStation kills crossplay. Obviously, this isn't to do with the state of play from last night, but we do have a few stories leading with PlayStation. State of play we will jump into. So if you are wanting some Horizon Forbidden West news, stick around for that. And it's Friday, as we do each and every single week. We'll close out with Free Game Friday, so make sure you stick around to find out what games you can get for free. But for now, let's jump into the first news story of the day, which I'm just loading up. Give me a sec. I forgot Chrome sources.
Just to jump in.
Go.
I have now created a Knockout City area for us on the Discord. Hey. So if anyone's looking for partners, if you've got some clips of epic eliminations, feel free to drop it on there for you guys.
I've just seen Spike saying, I need to do the diamonds with teammates. It doesn't count if you're not with your crew. Okay. Oh, that's why I got it then yesterday. I didn't read. I just thought I needed to play it, but I didn't realize we were all in the crew, so I didn't even think that far ahead. But there you go. Anyway, the good thing about Knockout City is the fact that you can play with people on different formats. I mean, I could be playing on PlayStation, Bibby could be on his PC, Spike could be on an Xbox, and we could all play together. But PlayStation might not play together with everything all the time, as this next article proves. Tom Ivan at VGC says this: Borderlands 3 studio claims it's been blocked from adding crossplay on PlayStation. The feature is technically ready for all platforms, according to Randy Pitchford. Ooh, so Borderlands 3's long-awaited crossplay update appears likely to be made available on PlayStation consoles when it launches. Gearbox software appears unlikely. Sorry, absolute fumble that. I'll read it again just because that changed the entire sentence, missing those key 2 letters out. Borderlands 3's long-awaited crossplay update appears unlikely to be made available on PlayStation consoles when it launches. Gearbox Software CEO Randy Pitchford said on Thursday that the studio is technically ready to roll out crossplay for all platforms. However, in a somewhat vaguely worded tweet, Pitchford claimed the studio had been required to remove crossplay support for PS4 and PS5. Quote, good news or bad news first? Good news, an update for Borderlands 3 has been prepared for release that includes full crossplay support across all platforms, he wrote. Bad news, for certification, we have been required by the publisher to remove crossplay support for PlayStation consoles. It isn't immediately apparent why crossplay support for PlayStation consoles looks set to be left out of the planned update. However, Sony is reportedly the only platform holder that requires compensation for lost revenue during crossplay, and some fans have speculated that this could be behind the Borderlands 3 situation. VGC has contacted Borderlands publisher 2K for comment on this report. Prior to the game's September 2019 release, Pitchford said Gearbox intended to offer crossplay support as soon as practicable on many platforms as possible, as many platforms as possible. Take-Two called Borderlands 3 2K's fastest-selling title in its full-year earnings presentation this month, with the game having shipped some 13 million units today. We'll stop there. Mm-hmm. So PlayStation kills crossplay. Or at least that's kind of what it looks like. Borderlands 3 update adds crossplay but excludes PlayStation consoles from that. Ooh, not the greatest sign. What are your thoughts, Bib?
It's just PlayStation not playing ball again. There's genuinely at this moment in time no excuses. It's not think of the children or anything like that. We've seen from the court case that's currently happening that money is everything, and PlayStation will only relinquish their server usage for the sake of X amount of money, whatever that may be. And it's just another case of PlayStation not playing ball. There's genuinely no excuses for this now. It just makes them look like absolute arseholes. If they're not willing to come out and say the reason why, then that's entirely up to them. But these companies now are putting things in place for whatever console you play on. You can play with your brother who lives on the other side of the world who has a different console. You can play with him. You don't have to both go out and buy the exact same console. These things are being put in place for everyone to be able to experience video games together, and PlayStation aren't willing to do that. As I'll go as far as to say I'm not specifically a PlayStation fanboy, but I'm in their ecosystem. I'm happy to go on whatever console to be able to play my video games. So I can with an open mind say that PlayStation are just being wankers at this point, and it's not.
Just say what you really feel, babe. Stop mincing your words.
I'm saying it with my chest. I'm saying it with my chest, Graham, my very big chest. That they are just being arrogant wankers at this point, and they're just not helping the fanboyism of whatever side that you represent, whether or not it's PC Master Race, red, green, or blue. So yeah, I mean, we'll wait to see. Again, these publishers, developers are putting things in place for this to never be a problem again. And PlayStation going, do you know what? We're not getting a bigger chunk of the pie over here. Why should we let our PlayStation audience go and play someone who's in second place? I'll say in air quotes for those that are listening to us on podcast services who can't see my finger movements.
Easy, Tiger.
Never had any complaints, Graham.
Touche.
But yeah, at this moment in time, they're just making themselves look like even bigger wankers. It's just not cool.
Let me just ask a favour of you before I give any input on that. There's the tweet that we put out earlier on. If you could just spare a retweet, feel free to like it or retweet that post just to let everyone know that we are live and they can get involved in the conversation too. But jumping back through the chat as well, you've got to admire the effort. Where is it? Enix says, at Asim Tanvir, why won't 2K pay the Sony fee, Kappa? Asim then a little bit later on in chat just says no comment. So worth a try, Jordan. I mean, it was always going to be no comment, but it's worth a try. Worth a try.
Jordan, NX has just been writing his own blog and eagerly anticipating what Asim's going to be saying, so he can take a screen grab and post it and get the world exclusive.
No, Asim obviously isn't saying much, which is exactly what you'd expect, because he has to feed his family, which is understandable. But yeah, this is such a shit situation. And do you know what? Asim, the only thing Asim did say, where was it? Just so I can leave him alone and not mention him anymore, because I don't want to get him in trouble. But he says, you're all sensible people, can make your own educated assumptions. There you go. Thank you very much. So there's a few educated assumptions that you could potentially go for, but the one that I would love to be the case, let me just mute my Slack because it does keep going off. The one that I would love to be the case is that the guys at Borderlands have just gone, do you know what? I've just muted you. Why are you still making noises? God damn it. If they just go, do you know what? We can have cross-platform play. We can, but it will cost ransom. So this PlayStation ransom that they want from us, it will cost that to get cross-platform. Do you know what? Fuck it. Fuck the cross-platform. And I hope that's what it is. I'm not saying that is what it is. That's quite an extreme. It could be something similar, something nowhere near that. But I would love for that to be the case, because PlayStation taking that money is absolutely a greed move. That is PlayStation having the platform and going, do you know what? It's my platform. I'm earning billions, and I want to keep earning all of the billions. I don't want most of the billions. I want all of the billions. And the fact that it's a good business move from Sony, undeniably. It's a shit move for consumers, and I would like to see them think about their consumers in this move. So if that is Borderlands going, do you know what? We do not want the ransom, so we will play elsewhere. If you want this, fine. And I would like to see Sony be forced into this, because this is the same thing that happened to get crossplay there in the first place. Sony, nope, we're going to dig our heels in. We're not having crossplay. And then Fortnite suddenly goes off and enjoys its Nintendo and Xbox friends and high fives PCs and stuff like that, and PlayStation like, oh shit, okay, we got the crossplay, guys, yeah, jumping around on the edge of the party, and it's like, yeah, okay, fine, we'll let you in. And then it was like, oh, this party's really cool, and it costs no money to get in, and PlayStation's like, yeah, actually, I'm here as well, so you all have to give me like 50 quid each, right? They need to just turn their back on it and go, okay, well, play in your own party. It needs it. It needs it, because it's ridiculous. There shouldn't be extortion like that. And that's what it is. It is extortion. PlayStation have the advantage, and they're extorting other people to have access to that network. Good for business, shit for cooperation. So, nah, it's not the one. It's not the one, PlayStation. I mean, the fact that they planned to have crossplay across all platforms, the fact that they announced that that's what they were going for, and the fact that they've announced that they are ready, and good news and bad news, that says to me, and it leaves me with no doubt whatsoever that this isn't a Borderlands Take-Two Gearbox thing. This isn't their problem. No. This is not on them. This is PlayStation. And that's shit, because if you look at how good Xbox has been, and PlayStation, they are doing an Xbox. Xbox threw themselves under the bus. TV. PlayStation's like money. And it's like, okay, money is becoming the new TV. You need to fix this, because you'll start to lose stock rapidly. At the moment, at this point in time, it's not enough to dethrone PlayStation. But it could be. So we need to see some change there.
Yeah, they'll do this on their own terms, though. They'll never wait for them to, like everybody else, to say, okay, flick the switch. They'll wait until all this hype has died down, or all this anger has died down. They'll never look like they're going to be bullied into doing something. They're very good at that, and they can wait around for however long they want to wait around for. Wait until all this has died down, and that people are still playing Borderlands on their own, or whatever game it is that wants to be cross-platform in the future. They'll wait until the very last second and then flick the switch in their own terms and make a massive deal about it. You'll see blogs on the PlayStation blog about how open they are to crossplay and how they think it's the next way to play video games and stuff like that. So they'll twist the marketing message to fit their own narrative. PlayStation are very good at that. So I await to see in about 2 years' time, you'll be able to play Borderlands 3 with the rest of your friends that have been playing it with PC, Stadia, and obviously Nintendo at some point.
I mean, it could even be resolved much, much quicker than that because it was only at the certification element. So all of the stuff has been done on a dev side. It could, if it's just Sony have gone, actually, money, then they could change it. They could change it over at any point in time, and we could, in theory, get it much quicker than that. But yeah, I hope that is what the case. Where was the comment though? There you go, Gary. The irony that the PS5 slogan is "Play has no limits" is fucking hilarious. I mean, that is a typo. It should be "Pay has no limits" because that's what it is. Pay has no limits. It doesn't matter what it is. We getting paid. That's PlayStation. PlayStation. That's it.
PlayStation, fantastic.
There you go. That's what we're calling PlayStation. You can play on PlayStation, but you gotta pay. You gotta pay. Work every day. Anyway, excuse me. Did you assume I'm sensible and educated? Asim Tanvir, how dare you? Tito, no. Nobody assumes that you're sensible and educated. Okay.
I don't have nobody left if we keep on insulting people, Graham.
It's all right. It's Tito. He loves it. It's what he joins us for. It's what he's here for. Love you, Tito. I don't think Nintendo, Microsoft, etc. charge, but Sony being market leader for play bases, etc. Yeah, we covered that like last week before, 2 weeks ago, I think it was, in the Epic versus Apple stuff. I know you mentioned that as well, but we did cover that. We had a whole, I think that was the lead story potentially on the day that we did that. So you should have just been paying attention, Jordan, is all I'm saying. Mate, come on, mate. You've got a VIP badge in chat and you're not even. Anyway, I just want to be able to play on my PC with some console scrubs. Seriously, at this point, crossplay should be standard. It should be. I'm happy enough to say that it's not, and I say it should be. I want it to be console standard, and no, it should be industry standard, and should be across things. But I know that we are still in an environment where online and online just in general can be quite costly and difficult for indie developers and smaller developers. So having that across platform could make it super difficult for developers and especially indie developers. So fair enough if it's not everywhere, but for games of that size and stuff like that, there should be no restrictions. And it's a shame to see that a developer has gone, okay, we don't want these restrictions, and put in the legwork, but it's the platform providers that are standing in the way. That's just being difficult. Cutting your nose off to spite your face. Do I want a great experience for my platform? Yes. Do I want it, but I'm not getting paid for it? Oh, in that case, no. If I'm not earning money off this thing that's good for me, not bothered. Not bothered. I mean, I'm earning shitloads of money off of it and everything else everywhere else, but yeah, no, not bothered. Which is, nah, it's not good enough. I know it's just a joke. No, it's just a joke. I know it was a no comment. We know. We know. Cheeto says, we just need cross-platform consensus. Crossplay is good, and the king of the current generation, he'll need to suck it up. Microsoft did this in the 360 era when they were top dog, and now Sony are doing it. From a business point of view, I get it, but it's not for the players that Sony likes to spout. 100%. That's it for me. They've got too much to lose now, so they don't want to rock the boat. And it's like, yeah, but if you don't rock the boat, you're just going to stay still, and eventually you'll sink. You'll sink. You'll spring a leak, and you'll be on your way down. And at that point, all of those friends that you could have made, no one's going to be there to save you. So yeah, come on, sort it out, mate. Asim is the gate master. Let's find the key holder. Yeah. Look at COD, Fortnite, Knockout City even. We're all able to connect and play without barriers and grow relationships and have fun. Even in work. Want to play COD? Yeah, sure. Back in the day, it used to be, what console are you on? Exactly. Asim has the key and the secret. We need to find the key to another way because he's got the key. He's got the secret. I feel like that wasn't your words there. Tito says, I need to stop putting rum in my morning coffee. I think you do. Or just a bit more. One or the other. It's Friday then. Tito's got his room. It's Friday then. It was a Ghostbusters reference, Tito. It was. Wonder if companies are tired of paying the $1 million fee to do crossplay from Sony. Doubt Microsoft and Nintendo do the same. Spike says, keep asking away from the Keymaster. I'm not into any Goza stuff. We've already had a pandemic. Wonder if it happened with Destiny 2. They accidentally activated crossplay between Xbox and PlayStation, but the saves were only platform specific, and they said they couldn't do crossplay. PlayStation don't want to play ball because they have all the exclusives right now, and they want that control. I just think they hate multi-platform games because it takes away their control. PlayStation is already mean. I'm sorry to burst your bubble. Boo. Well, so when PlayStation cancels crossplay, then I'm not buy PlayStation because I've got a computer. So yeah, exactly, and that's kind of it though. It's like soon enough, Xbox Game Pass will strengthen Xbox footing. I mean, Xbox went from being huge in the industry to not being insignificant by any stretch of the imagination, but they lost their controlling stake in terms of audience share. PlayStation overtook it, but Xbox are clawing it back hand over fist at the moment, and PlayStation are doing not much to sway it back. They're remaining constant. Yeah, we're getting good announcements, as we will find out in the next couple of stories, but they're also taking out the foundations beneath that. Having good content isn't enough. Having a good ecosystem isn't enough. You need to have a good ecosystem and have a good content. Xbox had a good ecosystem with no content. They lost the last generation. PlayStation had a good ecosystem and good content and won the generation. This time they've got good content, but their ecosystem is lacking, and their attitude towards that ecosystem is lacking. Xbox have more potential for content with the amount of studios that they have and a great ecosystem. So that on everything on the table, you're looking at the cards that have been shown so far. It looks like Xbox are just about to go boom, royal flush. There we go. PlayStation is sat there with their like pair of sevens. Yeah. Oh fuck. Okay. Well, our pair of sevens really good. Actually, no, it could be a pair of aces. We've got a pair of aces. Yeah, great. You have got a pair of aces. That means you've got solid market-leading gameplay, but your system's crap and your attitude to your customers is crap and all the rest. So, come on, PlayStation, sort it out. Sort it out. Crossplay should be... We've broken that wall. Anyone that's trying to hold that back, you are stopping progression. That's all it is. The industry should progress, not regress, and that's all that is industry regression. But anyway... I mean, I did say that PlayStation have been doing some good stuff. They have been doing some good stuff. They've been doing some exceptionally good stuff in the games, which is why that's so infuriating. Because PlayStation, as a brand, is wonderful, based off of, 25, nearly 30 years or whatever it is of video game experiences that people... I mean, I grew up with PlayStation. I got the first PlayStation and the second PlayStation and the third and the fourth and the fifth. I've got two of the fifth. That's kind of... I'm definitely open to PlayStation. Not a fanboy, because I'm open to Xbox as well. I mean, I'm not to the same extent. I didn't get an OG Xbox. I got a 360. I actually got about 27 360s because Red Ring of Death, but we'll leave that behind. I've got Xbox One console, only less, so I'm open to both. I've got a PC as well and a Switch. I want all of them to be good, and I love the fact that they all communicate and play well together, apart from PlayStation. So they need to sort that bit out. But one thing they don't have to really look at is the quality of the games. And at least if they go away and spend a little bit of time figuring out how to speak to other people and how to provide the best opportunities and experiences for their consumers around the games, then we know that they've ticked off what's happening in the games already. And this relates to our next news article. You may have seen it last night. There was a state of play late on last night, so it was like 10 o'clock, I think it started, and it gave you 14 minutes of gameplay from Horizon Forbidden West. And I watched it. I kind of didn't want to because I still haven't played Horizon Zero Dawn. I'm about 2 hours into Horizon Zero Dawn, about a year ago. So I didn't want to watch it. I think it may be spoilers-ish. I don't know. But I'm glad I did watch it because it looked incredibly good. It looked really, really good. Anyway, this is a news article looking at exactly that. Matt Wales at Eurogamer says, here's 14 minutes of gorgeous Horizon Forbidden West gameplay on PS5. Behold, the Pullcaster, Shield Wing, and more. So just as it promised, Sony has pulled back the veil on Guerrilla Games' highly anticipated Horizon Forbidden West, sharing 14 minutes of gorgeous gameplay running on PS5. As you can see in the video below, it's an immediate feast for the eyes, beginning as Aloy scrambles through dense jungle foliage before stumbling out onto an oceanside settlement, all sandy beaches, deep blue water, and vast vast rock spires on the horizon, shrouded in clouds. These, Guerrilla Games later confirms, are the remnants of San Francisco, millennia into the future, and it's here that Aloy encounters machine-riding raiders, immediately embarking on some nimble combat, firing arrows and hurtling acrobatically around the environment to escape their attack. This initial sequence ends beneath the waves as Aloy swims through gorgeous coral reefs, kelp, and exotic fauna, fighting the current as she goes. Eventually, she reaches dry land and encounters the raiders once more, this time choosing to take a more stealthy approach as she attempts to liberate her kidnapped friend. Do you know what? I'm going to hit play on the video, but I will mute it, just in case you do want to watch a little bit of that. Let me skip forward past the intro stuff. Let's go into some actual gameplay bits. There we go. Quality is a bit turtlage. We'll just leave it there. With the raiders out of the picture, she returns once more to the jungle, scrambling up into the canopy for a better view among the clouds. Here, we get a glimpse of Aloy's glider-like shield wing as she drifts back to Earth. Then all of that remains as a quick sprint on the back of a hijacked machine, culminating in a boss-like confrontation with a fearsome metal mammoth. It's a breathless careen through 14 minutes of gameplay with little time to take everything in. Thankfully, Sony opted to round out of its State of Play live stream by inviting Guerrilla Games to break down the action a little further. In terms of a story, Horizon Forbidden West sees Aloy dealing with something of a triple threat. There are the dangerous wild machines that roam the land, alongside a deadly rebel faction, and a strange red blight threatening to devastate humanity. As the adventure continues, Aloy and players will slowly learn how everything is connected. As you might expect, Aloy comes armed with a range of new toys for this newest adventure. There's the aforementioned shield wing for starters, plus the focus scanner, which can be used to highlight free climbing spots around the dazzling environments. The pullcaster, meanwhile, is a grapple that can latch onto scenery before quickly retracting, enabling Aloy to rocket across long distances or zip up walls. Then there's the diving mask that lets players stay submerged in water for as long as they like and boost through any currents they might encounter. Additionally, as seen during the gameplay sequence, a variety of machines can be overridden and mounted to speed up overland travel. Combat 2 has received various improvements and additions. The spear can be used in close range combat, for example, and grants access to a range of distinct combos alongside a high damage charge attack. Valor surges offer their own tricks, enabling players to knock back enemies, among other things. More can be accessed from the weapon wheel, including a slingshot with adhesive grenades that can temporarily stall machines, bows with arrows that can strip armor and expose weak points, spikes that can be launched into the air and which explode on impact, smoke bombs, and even weapons that fall off machines, all of which can be upgraded at workbenches. Guerrilla says it'll talk more on that last point at a later date, with further details yet to be shared closer to Horizon Forbidden West's launch on PS4 and PS5. Until then, you've 14 minutes or so of gorgeous gameplay to tide you over, so enjoy. Thank you very much to Matt Wales at Eurogamer. Apologies for going through the entire article start to finish, but it's a good read. It's a good read. So 14 minutes of Horizon Forbidden West gameplay on PS5. We got new weapons, we got new traversal, new enemies, new story bits. And if you want to watch it back as well, if you've got a smart TV or even any form of monitor that has 4K, you can watch it on YouTube in 4K now as well, which looks pretty good. Bib, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm just watching the trailer for it now, the one that was embedded into the article, because again, I've never really been interested in it. I mean, it's obviously it was a shoe-in, if not, it already won Game of the Year when it originally released. I don't know why it just didn't quite click with me, but watching this now kind of makes me want to go back and play the first one. It looks stunning. I don't have a 4K monitor, but from what I'm looking at, it still looks beautiful. Like the reflections on the water and the ripples when she jumps into it and things like that. Like, technology's come a long way. If you remember playing any kind of game on the PlayStation 2 or PlayStation 3, more often than not, the water looks like shit. It's just the same sequence of patterns and things like that, but obviously taking a lot of care of how the wilderness looks, how the water looks, how the trees are shaped, and how they move with the wind and things. So visually, it looks stunning. This has kind of give me a slight inkling to go back and play the first one. It's been given away various times, so this is definitely one that I would like to go back and play, I think, now.
Yeah, did look really good. Did look really good. Although, one thing I do need to mention, because it has now been mentioned, is... Oh, wrong one. That one. Is you may have heard me mentioning the fact that DualSense controllers are really good, and they've got haptic feedback, so the triggers give you a bit of an immersive interaction with the game. Usually, like if you imagine you were pulling back on a bow and the string gets more difficult, the haptic triggers give you that. I was waiting for that to be in the article, and it wasn't. However, you can't fail Mr. T. He knew, and he's dropped it into the chat, along with Mr. Gary Clark as well. Gary says, Horizon Forbidden West looked ridiculously good. Asim says, this was stunning. Then Gary says, the haptic feedback through the DualSense on this could be insanely good, which teed up Mr. T to say, you mean it will feel like you're actually pulling back on a bow? If you can't hear it, so I'm just going to have to tell him that the QI klaxon's going. So yeah, there you go. QI klaxon, because that's all we ever hear. Haptic controllers? Oh yeah, that's like pulling back on a bow. Yeah, just pulling back on a bow. Yeah, so there we go. We got it. Thank you, boys. Controversial, but the original released at the same time as Breath of the Wild. I preferred Horizon. Gary says, I still want the DLC to be called Horizon Kanye West. Yeah. At least need to get him onto the soundtrack, if nothing else. God. Yeah. Bomb, 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 ba-dum. Like, just Aloy, just strolling with it. Ooh. Yes, please. There you go. Hey, box. Ba-dum. Bomb. Anyway, I still want the DLC. Oh, no, I've done that one. Second DLC should be Taribo West. It should be, but you know, I mean, let's just get a football dropped in as well, like Aloy just running around, and then just a football. Random survivor just called Taribo. That'll do. That'll be do. If they can't name the DLC, just get some little nods in. Jobs are good. Ads says, I've just completed the first one. What do you think, Ads? Gary says, you and me both, mate. I didn't like Breath of the Wild myself. Ad says, Breath of the Wild is not a Zelda game, and I'm a Zelda fan, massive Zelda fan. Are you just a really big Zelda fan? Was that a typo? Or did you call him a massive Zelda fan? Because that could have been gone either way. I don't know. Is a haptic bow like a longbow, or is it more like a crossbow? I don't know. I don't know. Yes, is my answer. It is. Thank you. But no, anyway, jumping back to this Horizon Forbidden West gameplay. If you haven't watched it, it's definitely worth watch. Just like the Ghost of Tsushima state of play, it's nothing that's too spoilery. They're not giving away too much of the storyline. They're just showing you how the functions within the game work. Like the Tsushima one had like how you can use the wind to be navigated across the map rather than having big stupid arrows and stuff like that. This shows you how you can use an in-game, what did they call it? It's like a pulse or something like that. It basically shows you, oh, this wall has a ledge that you can jump and grab hold of, and this has another ledge that you can jump and grab hold of. Like, usually you'll see some scuff marks, or there's like some paint marks on a wall which indicates that you can run and climb up it or something like that. On this, they make it very digital by you've got something that essentially like having the spider sense in Miles Morales or Spider-Man on PS4 5. It's that sort of vibe, so you can see where you can climb, which is useful. It's a nice, cool way of embedding it in rather than just have grab this ledge with some sort of like weird pointy finger at it. It's nice and subtle. But the game just looks incredibly good. Forgetting the advances, the combat looks good. Forgetting the fact that they've got the Fortnite glider in that now, in the, what did they call it? Shield wing or something like that. It's basically a Fortnite glider. But all of those bits just work very, very well. There was one specific bit, I wonder if I can find it. It's where Aloy's fighting that big thingamajigama. It's somewhere around here. I'll put this back on screen. There's a bit where it's chasing her. I think it's just here. Oh no, maybe this way she kills it. I don't know. It chases her. She ends up jumping, using the glider, and there's just like, look at the environment's destroying. This thing's coming at her, and it just looks incredible to see that. Not as a cutscene, but as interactive gameplay on a console. This is where we're now starting to see next-gen gameplay. Yeah, it's here. Up onto the top there. Jump off. Shield wing. Oh, no. Here. Boom. And then this bit. Wow. Just that. There's so much going on there. graphics, I mean, there's bits of rock flying left, right, and center. You've got a massive beast. You're controlling your character flying through all of that. Doing that on the PS4, I mean, we couldn't have like 4 people on the same screen in Cyberpunk on the PS4, but having all of that on the PS5, whew, it shows you now we're finally getting next gen-ish. So it looks incredibly good. I don't think there's much that we need to say. The first one was ridiculously good. We know that it was in conversations. If it didn't win it, it was in the conversations for Game of the Year. So the sequel was always going to be good. It's nice to see that it does look exactly that.
I'm just very interested to hear what Ads has to say about Breath of the Wild being not a Zelda game, and he cried when he played it because he didn't think it was what it was. I didn't get that feeling, but I probably had that feeling about what Resident Evil 8 was like, and a lot of people absolutely fucking love that game. 10 out of 10 for a lot of people. It's just very weird. I thought Breath of the Wild was fantastic. But imagine having a difference of opinion. He said it didn't feel like a Zelda game. I'd just like to know more.
Explain, elaborate. It does say he's the number one. I'm number one Zelda fan. I have a room just full of Zelda stuff. I've seen his mattress. It's not like that. Easy tiger. Well, okay, let's just move on. Let's leave that there and move forward. Only thing was no release date, which probably signals this is first half of 2022 release. Ad says March 2022, same time as Breath of the Wild 2 will release. Imagine that. Yeah, just like trying to take out the legs of Breath of the Wild and Breath of the Wild 2 with the same franchise. Asip says, and I'll still prefer this. Breath of the Wild was terrible, drifted so far from TLOZ. What's TLOZ? I don't know Zelda. So the Lord
Legend
of Zebras. That's what it is. Oh, the Legend of Zelda. Okay. I cried at how terrible Breath of the Wild was. Breath of the Wild was way too futuristic. No real story or dungeons. Gary says, fuck's sake, Graham. Shh. David says, if she gets car, does that mean she gets alloy wheels? Hey! A lot of Zelda fans said the same thing about Breath of the Wild. It not being a Zelda game, that is. I still liked it, just preferred Horizon. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I would probably be the same because I'm I don't necessarily like, this is coming from someone that's played Knockout City all day yesterday, by the way, and then Kiwi later on. I don't necessarily like to play cartoony games, but when I play them, if they're good enough games, I enjoy them. I would usually go for something that's styled a bit differently. And I know Breath of the Wild is a bit more mature than old school Zelda games in the way it looks and stuff, but Horizon Forbidden West is that loud, bombastic, blockbuster action kind of game that I would like. So yeah, I would go for that one. Anyway, sticking with Sony, let's move on to the next bit of news because we are running out of time rapidly.
About to say, an hour and 2 minutes in, 5 minutes for the countdown and stuff.
No, it was probably more like 10 to 12 because I may have had the start screen up for 4 minutes before I even started the infomercial. So we're okay. We're okay. Next bit of news though, Megan DeCleene. At the Gamer says Sony reports massive growth in female PlayStation owners since PS1 era. 18% of console owners were female in the era of the PS1, compared to 41% today. A report from Sony provided statistics that indicate a growing female interest in PlayStation gaming since the debut of its original console back in the 90s. The new report comes from Sony's 2021 Investor Relations Day, and although it does not focus solely on demographics, the data on gender is certainly one of the most interesting takeaways. Since the days of the original PlayStation, the amount of women and girls who own a PlayStation console has grown by 23%. More specifically, 18% of console owners were female in the era of the PS1 compared to 41% in the era of the PS4 and PS5. Growth in the number of female players and overall representation in gaming has become increasingly evident in recent years. While the gaming industry has typically been thought to be male-dominated, recent studies have shown that females make up a large portion of the gamer population, more than half in some places. Even game-specific data supports this picture, with Animal Crossing's head having revealed last year that the player demographic is almost evenly split between men and women. Strong female characters have also become more prominent in the form of some of the most popular games, such as Lysithea and Catherine from Fire Emblem Three Houses, and Femshep from Mass Effect plus Aloy, obviously, as we've just seen as well. Nice. Additional data on demographics reveal that the age group that made up the largest portion of PS1 owners is now the group of players making up the largest portion of PS4 and PS5 owners. In other words, the console's original fans are remaining loyal to their brand. And as for ownership by region, PlayStation has seen expansion outside of North America, Europe, and Japan into markets like South America, Africa, Central Asia. Whether talking about gender, age, or geography, the statistics paint a clear picture. Sony is doing something right. Something. While Sony, no, they're doing a lot right. They're just doing some bits wrong. Which anyway. While Sony's report does not come as a complete surprise, it is encouraging to see statistics from one of gaming's biggest names supporting the emerging picture of high female engagement in gaming. Although the industry at large still has a long way to go in terms of positive representation for all identities, the data presented demonstrate that progress, however small, is being made. Nice. Keep pressing that one. There we go. Nice. So, I did want to get rid of that one. Get rid of the Horizon Forbidden West. Wait. There we go. So, Sony reports there has been huge growth in female PlayStation ownership. Is that down to the representation in game? Is one or the other? I mean, whatever it is, a big jump from 18% to 41%. That's got to be a great thing, right, Bib?
Absolutely. I mean, contrary to popular belief, video games are for everyone, Graham.
No.
It's not just for bearded gamers. So yeah, this is a statistic that I'm glad is out there, and I imagine, like, I've just seen Gary's comment. Fucking hell, I bet the comments on that article were something exactly like. Imagine being that pissed off that the demographic of people who are playing this game aren't just overweight bearded blokes. Do you know what I mean? It's baffling, really, but good. I'm glad that people are picking up a controller and just playing it, because it's just another form of entertainment. Like, it's not. I think the demographic of just people watching women watching soap operas and stuff like that, and then now playing video games. It's just. Do you know what I mean? It's not just women at home watching soaps. They're at home now playing video games. They're at home doing whatever it is that they're not supposed to do, apparently. Oh yeah, I mean, the demographic, I imagine, of an older generation as well, people 20 years ago who were 20 then, who are now 40, or who were 30, who are now 50. I imagine everything's gone up. But I'm glad that these kind of numbers are getting released, because one, I know it's going to boil a lot of piss, and that gives me great excitement and pleasure that the fact that it is doing that. And yeah, it's just, I can't believe that this is news, but it has to be reported. It would live in a world where people are just quick to be fucking arseholes, and I'm glad now we have the data to back up to say, actually, you're a fucking idiot, mate.
Just added the discussing out of the screen. Massive growth in female PS owners. I did write female gamers because it fit, but then I thought that kind of takes away from the. I don't like the idea of female gamers. No, you're a gamer. Doesn't matter. You're not a gamer and then a female gamer. You're a male gamer or a female gamer or just a gamer. So I changed that back to PS owners, because, yeah, it's good to see. It's good to have stats and stuff, because that's kind of the thing. It's not just gaming. You see it in sports. I saw something the other week with a journalist who turned up to, I don't know if it was like Twickenham or something, to cover the rugby. I can't remember if it was rugby or football, but basically she was pointed towards the kitchen, as in like waitress and staff. No, that's the way you go. This is for the sports people. This is for the men. And she was like, I'm actually here as a journalist. And it's like, oh, okay, well, go on then. And it's that instant, like, no, this is not for you. This is for me kind of stuff. It's now nice to have stats to put against that. 41%. Okay, yeah, it's still not 59%, which is on the other side, but it's very close. Very close. You take 9% away from the other side, and it's all even. There you go. So, yeah, it's nice. It's nice to have stats in there, because I mean, I've seen all sorts of bullshit in the news, on social media, from different community members, like Battlefield. Was it Battlefield 5 or 1 had a woman on the cover, and then people were like losing their ass, going, "This is not realistic. Why is there a woman on the cover? There was no women in World War blah 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 blah." And yeah, well, they actually was. There were shitloads of women that were involved in the wars. I'll have you know. But also, you're talking about realism when that game has a mode called Firestorm, where a circle of fire eats everyone to death inside it, and you're talking about realism. Shut the fuck up. But at least now you don't have to just hit the realism arguments and say, females play games too. Or whatever. Now it's a case of, it's not just an empty argument. It's a case of, look, mate, 41% female gamers are increasing exponentially in that sort of sense. In terms of audience share, in that sense, male gamers just don't care as much as they used to. Is that what you're saying? So yeah, it's good to see. It's good to have that. And Gary's comment about the comments on this. I mean, the game. I don't know whether the game actually have comments on their articles, but there definitely isn't comments on this one. So whether that was just them turning it off to block people off or not, but yeah, I imagine their social media posts will have had some ass hats on it. So yeah. Video games are also for old people. Exactly, Gaggard. Video games are for everyone, and that's the thing. It's not just about sex. What were they had in here? They had sex, geography, and something else. Gender, age, and geography. So that's it. Gender, age, geography, religion, any of that sort of stuff. It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. Are films for certain people? Yeah, fair enough. You can stereotype genres of films, but you know that films are for everyone. And stereotyping can be harmful, but it can also be useful. But you can stereotype certain bits, but films are for everyone. You can stereotype certain bits in I don't mind people stereotyping me as to what kind of games I like. You can do what you want. I do have certain stereotypes that are applicable to me, but I still play games. And the same thing goes for Chloe. She's my 11-year-old daughter. Just because she's a different age and a different sex doesn't mean that she has to play different things. She plays Fortnite and is better at that than me now. She played PUBG with me when she was interested in it. So games are for everyone. Doesn't matter how old you are, what you look like, where you're from. Yeah, everyone, get involved. Even dogs play video games, says Ads. There you go. These are the facts that we need. Fuck yeah. Look at what Alex Scott has gone through after being announced as the new presenter of Football Focus. Fucking disgraceful. Do you know what? I haven't seen any of that.
Outrageous. And she's probably the best pundit that's out there at the moment, apart from Micah Richards, obviously. But yeah, because Micah Richards is the guy. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's unbelievable. Like
Micah Richards is
just gatekeeping
is only legitimate when you put him next to Roy Keane. That's it. God, and that's not because Roy Keane's super legitimate, but just because they're just such a fucking comedy duo. It's like a husband and wife that hate each other but also love each other at the same time. Imagine gatekeeping just for the sake of that. It's just fucking assholes, man. 100% agree. FIFA or PES want to get the Women's Football League license. That's something that's been spoken about for quite a while, actually. But I think
FIFA had it, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. Was it like 2017-ish or something? I don't know whether
still in FIFA now.
I don't know. That's what I was about to say. I don't know whether it still is because there was a big thing about it being in, and then I've not seen it since. But women's football, in terms of IRL football, has come on leaps and bounds in terms of their exposure and lockdown. I remember seeing something. I didn't watch the full article. I think it was like a clip on another show, but it was something about stadiums. Oh no, that's what it was. It was the Badgers. It was a South American football thing. South American football club cut its badge in half and only put half of its badge on its kit, and then put the other half of the badge on the women's kit and said, "We are one team. The women's kit and not the women's team is not a different team. We are all part of the same club." Because it was like the men's team was getting stadiums packed and the women's team was getting nothing because they were treated as a separate entity. So they changed. Like there's a whole thing that I think it like got picked up by the rest of the a bunch of other South American teams. It could have been MLS. I think it was South American, and they all started doing the same thing because there was attitudes treating the women's game as something that was completely different. It was a second class game kind of thing. And it's like, no, it's actually not. It's actually something that should be just alongside it in the same sort of breath kind of thing. So yeah, anyway, back out of football into real world gaming. if you still believe that games are just for men, and I'm a man saying this, if you believe that games are for men, then you're just a twat. And you know what? I probably had opinions like this when I was an immature knobhead, but thankfully I've evolved in my years and see that it's not. Certain games are not just for 12-year-old kids. Certain games are not for girls or for boys or whatever. Anyone can play whatever they want to play. I mean, obviously, age restrictions appropriate. I got asked about that when I was on BBC Radio on women representation in games, and especially with Battlefield and historical accuracies. I think I rang you after they asked me. They was trying to get me to say something bad for drama. I remember that. I do remember that. And that's the sad thing. Is quite often media is looking to portray that. If you are a professional in the games industry, they will ask you leading questions that they can use to show how bad the industry is with that. And Jordan sidestepped it enough, which is why he didn't get 4 hours of fame. He only had his 15 minutes of fame, and they didn't like stretch it out because he didn't get anything that was like controversial. That's the one. By the way, Gamer doing a mad deal on Xbox Series S at the moment. What a fucking transition. There you go. Back in the room. Chris Sutton and John Hartson. It says Chris Sutton and John Hartson, and then there's an arrow pointing at nothing. So he's saying Chris Sutton and John Hartson are nothing. Okay, I get that. Yeah, I agree. Fully agree. That's a good opinion. Chris Sutton and John Hartson are nothing. Yes, nice. 5 women national teams. That's he meant great then, by the way, if you're watching on demand or listening. 5 women national teams are in FIFA 21. Okay. EA only put women's national teams in FIFA as a marketing and a PR thing. I do believe that as well. Which I don't believe is the greatest move. But there's all sorts of conversations of could it be a starting point, even though it's not the greatest move with the, like, did they have ulterior motives? It still is some form of benefit, and there's all sorts of conversations that spring off that I'm not equipped enough to deal with. But yeah, I do agree. There's probably definitely, in my opinion, there is definitely marketing PR elements to that. I went up to watch the Celtic women's team before COVID. Enjoyed it. COVID. Chapper says, sorry I'm late. I've been playing basically every Eurovision song that was any good on bass. So yeah. Chappers has been playing one song on repeat over and over and over and over. Not a Eurovision guy. It's lost on me. Anyway, moving ahead. I did say we'll pick up the pace. We slowed things down. Let's pick things back up again. 2 final things. One of them is a news article, and then we'll wrap up with Free Game Friday. But this is the final news article. Dying Light 2 is coming on December 7th. This is written by Andy Chalk at PC Gamer. It says, a new gameplay trailer revealed today goes deep into what players can look forward to after 3 years of waiting. A stretch that included delays, reports of chaos, and reassurances that it was not trapped in development hell. Dying Light 2 now has a release date. Techland revealed during today's live stream that Dying Light 2 Stay Human, as it is officially known, will be out on December the 7th, and pre-orders are live now, set 20 years after the events of Dying Light. Dying Light 2 Stay Human sets players off a romp through the city, humanity's last stronghold, which they'll explore using advanced parkour mechanics and, when necessary, tactical combat, air quotes on tactical. As in the first game, gameplay will change with the dynamic day-night cycles, which will see more and more powerful zombies emerge when the sun goes down. But nighttime also offers opportunities for high-value looting that just aren't there during the day. More risk, more reward. The new game will be bigger than the original Dying Light, with expanded parkour abilities, a much larger map, and narrative choices that will have an impact on the game world. In 2018 preview, for instance, players searching for a missing NPC could opt to support one of 2 different factions, which would impact the game world and available resources. And no surprise here, zombies aren't the only thing to worry about. Plunder abandoned lairs of infected at night and discover the dark secrets of those in power by day, Techland said. Players must choose which side they want to take and write their own story. Take a look at some screens. Okay, boop, boop, boop. I'll come back to the screens in a second while we're talking. But Dying Light 2 will be available in 3 editions, Standard, Deluxe, and Ultimate, and there's a swanky Collector's Edition as well, complete with a UV illuminated statuette. Pre-ordering any of them will also get you the Reload Pack, a collection of bonus items, including a unique outfit weapon and paraglider skin. Full details are at dyinglightgame.com, and if you missed the live stream reveal, you can watch the whole thing below in this article. I'll drop the link in the chat. But Bib, Dying Light 2, December 7th, interested?
I am. We talked about this in, I can't remember what stream it was. It was a stream that we was playing this week, and we was talking about Dying Light and the fact that I slept on it because I played it but didn't enjoy it because I wanted it to be more like Dead Island, but it was Dead Island with heavily parkour elements, which just didn't resonate with me because I wanted it to be Dead Island Point 2. But I am, after hearing everybody who loved Dead Island play this and said that it's better, I think I need to go back and play it again and add it to the ever-growing list of games that I will probably never get round to, but really want to. But yeah, I think it's the screenshots and what we've seen so far of it makes me look like it definitely will be a game that I want to play. It just hasn't when.
Does look good. It looks very good in terms of looking at it, the lighting, the texturing. I've got somewhere between Tarkov and Metro vibes from looking at it, which are incredible vibes for kind of. I mean, look at how good that guy's face looks there. That looks really good. That face build. I mean, he looks like a computer character, like a CPU. He looks like he's in a game, yeah. But that looks almost photorealistic, that face over at the left. That was really good.
Like, I'd love to be able to play through Dead Island again. Like, Dead Island 1 and Riptide. I think Dead Island Riptide was the first ever review that I did of a video game in video form, just to try and get used to editing and then talking over. It was fucking shit. If I go back and watch it now, it is abysmal. I think I've actually made it private on my account on YouTube because it's that bad. But like, it just to fine-tune and learn my craft a little bit, like, I'm confident in being able to deliver a pretty decent one now. But just love that game so much, and the amount of shit that I was seeing about people that didn't necessarily like it, I was like, I'm going to give you a reason to start this game, which is why I made the video in the first place. But when I played Dying Light, I was like, great, rub my hands together, this is going to be fantastic. And then it just didn't. If I go back and play it now, I'll probably have a different opinion. But back then, when I played it, it just didn't hit the notes that I wanted it to hit, and I think I was expecting too much. When I anticipate a game coming out and I'm really looking forward to it, I usually shut myself off of what the game actually is going to look like, play like, and then the reviews start to come out. I won't read any of those. I like to go in with it with fresh opinion and mind. And from what I'd seen, it looks like Dead Island 2.0. I probably should have read a little bit more into it to realize that it actually wasn't that, and my opinion shouldn't be based on that. But here we go. I'm willing to give it another try. I've got it on my account. I've already got it, so it's not as if I have to go out and buy it. I just need to re-download it and then give it a go again. So I think I probably will give it a go again in anticipation for the second one later on this year, which is actually 2 days before my birthday.
It's actually not. It's 4 days after my birthday. Actually,
me and you and Show have got birthdays right next to each other, haven't we?
Yeah, it's like 3 days after shows. Is yours the 4th, Show? Am I the 3rd and you're the 4th of December? Or are you the 2nd? Or is that John Edwards that's the 2nd? I can't quite... Or do you share John Edwards' birthday? And is it John Edwards' dad that's the 2nd? God, it's all the birthdays. I am the 4th.
How do you know his dad's?
It was because it was a conversation. Like, it was his dad's, and then it was me, and then it was John Edwards, all within like 3 days kind of thing. Boop, boop, boop. So yeah, John Edwards told me. But because it was the day before my birthday, my brain's like, yep, I'm going to keep hold of that information. Like Stealth Week yesterday, my brain's like, yep, that's not important. We'll keep hold of that. So there you go. But yeah, what do you guys think? Would you be playing some Dying Light 2? Are you interested to see it? Lake, thank you very much for 7 months throwing your Prime at us. What a guy! What a guy! If anyone else has any Primes that are just sat around getting in the way, feel free. We'll take them away. We're like IJK. We'll dispose of it. Government standards. I've said before. Get rid of your Primes here. That's it. Free collection. I say free collection. You have to drop it off. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. Okay, who wants Bibby to play through the original Dying Light and then do what Chappers said? Not Chappers, was it Ads? I think it was. Ads said, apply for a code via Rainmaker, Bibby. So Bibby can play through the game, then he can apply for a code, and then play through the second game. What we're saying. Does anyone watch Bibby shit himself on stream again? Because I know I do.
Yeah, well, this is it. I just want to play.
They're going to come back and Bibby will have his tits out and a gimp mask on with the red lights in the back.
I can't promise that.
Go to Horny Jail, Shogun, says Kalineko. Get in there.
Oh, God. Yeah, don't follow his timeline then.
I was going to say, Bibby, not Bibby, Shogun is speaking to you from Horny Jail. He's reasonably good behaviour, so he's sat there with a laptop in Horny Jail. That's where he is. That's where he is. But anyway, as we were saying, Bibby is basically setting us up his own red light district, and that's the gist of it. Nice. No, Bibby, you were saying you were going to play more scary games and stuff.
Yeah. I do want to play more, especially co-op ones. So if we can get like Dead Island, I think the second one, I think Riptide is a co-op one. Oh, obviously we can try and get either me and you, but if you're too much of a bitch, I'll find somebody else who wants to play horror games with me, and we could go through those. But
I'm not scared of horror games. It's your thing. It's your thing. I just leave you to it. It's the same way that you leave me to PUBG. But look at you crouching into PUBG recently. Go.
Look at me encroaching onto your patch.
Yeah, that's the word.
Yeah,
encroaching, not crouching. Crouching. To be fair, you were crouching as well. So
the home of the teabag. Anyway,
yeah.
I do want to play more horror games on this channel, especially the co-op ones. So obviously, Graham, if you want to chip in with that one, we'll go through Dead Island and then go through Dying Light. I mean, we've still got State of Decay on the go. I mean, State of Decay is kind of can't complete it. It just carries on and carries on and carries on. So we could leave that for a month and then jump back onto it. It's just one of those games that will continue to go on forever. But yeah, I love horror games, as if that's not already evident.
No, didn't really know.
It's new news.
Just reading a message. My mate Martin bought a car, didn't tell his missus.
God!
So I was like, "You are going to get castrated. You need to tell her." And he just texted me saying, "I've just cancelled the car. I didn't dare to tell Amelia." Oh, bless you.
That's not one of them things that you could just go, "Oh yeah, you ordered it ages ago. It just didn't turn up." A new car on the driveway.
Oh no, it's the same one. Yeah, it's absolutely the same car. Yeah, I mean, a completely different size, shape, make, brand, and color, but it's the same one. Yeah, it's rained on it. It's a bit.
I took it to the car wash.
Iceman says, "At this point, anything's better than Graham's internet." You're goddamn right. Do you know? I might
just come to the door. 1 sec.
No. I might switch over to BT, but I feel like the issue. But then again, I was going to say I feel like the issue is something physical. But that said, my internet was fine until we upgraded, so I don't think it is. Our next step is to get a Sky Engineer out. Anyway, the cats. Oh, should we get cat screen on? Let's go. Look at it. Look. She can hear me. Anyone tuning into this now, I apologise, but yeah, there you go. I may have just been going because we've got you on full screen, so we can see the cat. Yeah, go cam. So yeah, there you go. Anyway, Dying Light 2 coming December 7th. We will potentially play it, maybe-ish, probably. I don't know. We will see. But one thing that you can play is Dying Light. But if you don't want to spend any money on it, then you can play something else for free because it's time for, what do we call this segment?
Time. It's Free Game Friday, bitches.
Yeah. This usually has Among Us, not Among Us. Well, there you go. It does have Among Us, as you can see on the screen. It usually has Epic games. We do include other things, but this one definitely is an Epic game feature. So Among Us is free on the Epic Game Store. The latest freebie is one of 2020's biggest games. So Among Us, the multiplayer game that soared in popularity, unless you watched at Shogun Ash Live on Twitch, then it wasn't really. I'm joking. Sure, actually did some good games playing Among Us. Anyway, Among Us, the multiplayer game that soared in popularity during the COVID-19 pandemic, is the latest free title on the Epic Game Store. If you have an account for the storefront, you can download it for free until June the 3rd. It normally costs £5. You can then join friends in the game's newer airship map. And good news, those friends don't all need to be playing on PC. The game supports cross-platform multiplayer, so players of the Android, iOS, PC, and Nintendo Switch versions can play together. The PS4 and PS5 versions of the game will support crossplay too once it launches later this year. Or so we assume. Among Us, developed by Sloth, released in 2018, but in 2020 the game saw a huge influx of players during the COVID-19 pandemic. The team has been updating the base game with maps and features instead of pursuing a sequel. The promo is part of Epic Games' mega sale that's happening until June the 17th. A new mystery game will be free each week. So once Among Us time is up on Thursday, June the 3rd, another game will become available. NBA 2K21 was the previous free game during the sale event. If you're in the mood to buy games, you might be eligible to get an Epic coupon, which will knock $10 off the cost of any game that costs $14.99 or more. I think it's like $13.99 or something like that in the UK. But head to the page in the article, sign into your account, and then try to redeem the coupon. Nice. So if you have a PC and you want to play Among Us, then you can do at no cost if you get it downloaded on Epic Game Store this week. £5 saved. Just go in, get it downloaded. That way you've got it there forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. So do it. Do it. You just set my cat's bonkers with that sound effect. My bad. There you go. You're welcome. But there you go. There you go. Stream host goes insane midstream. That's what it is. Just some sort of seizure. There you go. Baby just got a package from analbeads.com.
You're very close, actually. You are very close.
Do you know, on that bombshell, let's not mention anymore. Yeah. Let's wrap things up. Thank you for sticking around for the show. Make sure you bag yourselves Among Us free on the Epic Game Store. Free Game Friday. Grab your freebies. You know what I mean? It's only there until Thursday. Make sure you get it good. We are going to disappear. That's the last scoop of the week. A reminder, Monday is Bank Holiday Monday, so there will be no scoop on Monday, and it will be a dollop on Tuesday because Bibby doesn't care about you. And that's all we're going to say. That's very true. It's absolutely not his anniversary whatsoever. But Bibby will not be here on Monday and Tuesday. I will not be here on Monday. We will be back on Tuesday with more Scoopalicious content, though. We are going to jump off now. We will stay on the channel and play games. So if you're watching on Twitch, feel free to stick around as we jump into some more Knockout City. It's going to be good. And we may have additional games over the weekend. It's Bank Holiday weekend, so no promises. We may just choose to get absolutely alcoholized till the cows come home, so maybe it won't. But if we do decide to jump on, feel free to jump in and join us then. But before we do all of that fun stuff, is there anything else you'd like to add, Mr. Bibb?
Yes, again, thank you very much to each and every one of you that submitted articles for us for these episodes of The Scoop and for joining us. Again, the amount of times that we go live at completely not 10 a.m.-ish. You guys always seem to be there for us, so we very much appreciate that. But if you do want to help shape our show next week, there is two ways that you can do that. First of all, find us on social media. It's at Ice Cream Uploads across all major social media platforms, or get into our Discord. There is an area in there called The Scoop. All we need from you is the URL plus your thoughts and impressions. We will then give you our thoughts and impressions on the very next show, which will be at what time on Tuesday, Mr. Graham Day?
3:30 in the afternoon. Ish. 10 a.m. Ish. 10 a.m.-ish. So, yeah, we will be back. Well, I will be back on Tuesday at 10 a.m.-ish. Bibby will be absolutely hungover to hell because, you know, he deserves it. It's fine. It's fine. Well, Sam deserves it. Bibby just, you know.
Yeah, I don't. I'm just a participant.
Yeah. So we will see you back on the channel shortly. We will see you on YouTube next Tuesday. Have yourselves a fantastic day. Until next time, you know, you're not going to be here for a few days, but what they're going to do?
You got to stay frosty.